In this video, I will discuss about arrays in Java. So array is a collection of related data items. So you already know that collection of related data items may be the collection of integers, or it may be collection of floating, or it may be a doubles, or it may be strings. So creating an array. So how to create an array? Declare an array, create a memory locations, putting the values to the memory location. So first you need to declare the array. Next you need to create a memory location. And the last one is like we need to put some values into the memory location. So how to define an array? So we need to have a type. What is the type of array? And then it is followed by the parenthesis, and we have a variable name. So as an example, we have a double here followed by the brackets, and at the last we have a variable name. So double my list, and then we have a opening and closing parenthesis. So both syntaxes are equivalent. No memory allocation at this particular point. So there is no memory allocation at this particular point. Only the defining the array. We are not going to allocate the memory. So how to allocate the memory? By using the new operator. If you make use of a new operator, it is going to create an array. So it is an integer which is of having 5 blocks of it can hold 5 elements, and new int 10 means it can hold 10 elements. So the name of the array is number in the first thing, and second one, the name of the array is my list. It creates an array using a new data type array size. So how to define an array? Data type, array name, the list of the values here. So we have int a, closing and opening braces, and we have a numbers here. So array starts with 0 and end with the array size -1. So we have 40 bytes of array here. The second one is having almost it is 10 into 4 is nothing but 40. So the same thing we should defining for the double. So the name of the array is a my list. So continued with this, how to create a array of the how it is looking in the memory. So it is having 10 blocks here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the elements that are stored in the array. And array reference variable. So this is called as array reference variable. Array element at the index 5. So what is array element at index 5? 34.33. So this is the element at 5, element at 0 is 5.6, element at 1 is 4.5, element at 2 is 3.3, element at 4 is 13.2. So like this we have all elements here. So the example for this array, so public class test array, and we have a double my list. So what are the elements here? 1.9, 2.9, 3.4 and 3.5 for double element my list. So it is going to, we can make use of a array like this for loop where we have a for each loop, you can say like for each loop we have element and my list. From taking from all my list, all the elements will be displayed here. So in this way I can create an array, and also I can display all the elements of the array here. So these are the elements, and we are displaying them. And coming to the next one, reusing the array. We can make use of again reuse the array. Like again I can make it to store 50 elements. First it was storing 10 elements. Now it is storing 50 elements. So the previous array will be discarded and cannot alter the type of the array. So for example, it is integer, we cannot make it as a floating. So what is the demonstration? What is the long here? So it can hold up to a long 20 numbers of the long here. Okay, and prime 0 is 2 and prime 1 is 3. Like this we can go on adding the elements here. So array length. So we can have a length of the array. For example, it is a very big array is there. We are not able to count the elements. Then we can make use of the array dot length. So array dot length is going to automatically fetch the total number of elements that are there in the array here. Primes dot length. So it is going to automatically fetch the length, and it is going to display all the elements of the array. Okay, if the number of elements in the array are changed, Java will automatically change the length attribute. So if the elements of the array are changed, so if you change the array elements, so automatically the length is going to be adjusted. For example, if somebody deletes any element, automatically the length is going to change. So sample program is there. So public static void bin. So int we have a closing and opening braces array, and these are the elements of the array here: 20, 19, 1, 5, 71, 27, 19, 35. So how to find the minimum element of the array? So we have a minimum array of 0. So 0 is the minimum element, and go on comparing the each element of the array. If it is less than that, we will try to make the minimum is equal to array of index, and we are going to display the minimum element of the array. Sample program is there. So how to represent the two-dimensional array? So we have a two-dimensional array also, which is having the rows and columns. So this is having 3 rows and 4 columns. So this is the integer array with the 2 rows and 3 columns. So coming back to the demo here, and we'll try to how to create an array in Eclipse. So we'll try to understand this. So here we are in Eclipse here, and I will try to create an array. So new int we'll try to create for 5 elements. Okay, so 5 elements, and now I try to insert the elements. Okay, for I is equal to 0, y is less than 5. Okay, 5 elements are there. So I plus plus. So what I'm going to do is I will say a of I is equal to I plus 10. Okay, so it is going to go for like 10, 11, 12, 13, like this, 14, 15. So it is going to store the from starting with the 10, 9 up to 15, 14, up to 14. So like this, it is going to store all elements, and now I'm going to display the elements here. For int I is equal to 0, so I less than 5, I plus plus. So we are going to display the elements of the array. System dot out dot println. So what I am going to do is I will display the elements of the array here. So let me run this and see what will be the output. So I am able to store this for 4 numbers. Okay, 11, 10, 11, 5 numbers, 12, 13, 14, 14 up to 14. Suppose say if I make use of a dot length, and I don't know the exact length of this, so I make use of a dot length. Now it is automatically fetch the length of the array. So automatically I am going to display 11, 12, 13, 14. So up to 14 it is going to display the length of the array here. So in this way I can do this operation. Suppose say if I want to delete any element. So I want to delete, I want to make this as a 4. Now what will happen? It is if you're trying to access more than the size of the array, then exception will happen. So it is still it is able to manage that length. Suppose say if I want to store a of 7, okay, go to 56. So I will try to run this. So exception will happen because we cannot access the array beyond the capacity. So capacity of the array is only 5, but if you try to access that, it is going to cause the error. So it is showing some error over here. This is regarding integer array. If I want to store the floating array, so I can use float. Okay, float and new int of float. Now I can say same thing, but now it works on the floating numbers. It's working on the floating numbers. And regarding coming to the for each loop, I can make use of a for each loop to display the elements here. Suppose say if I say element, so this is the length of the array. So what is the name of the array is A. So this is how the for each element I am trying to display using the for each. So this should be the floating here. So let me run this. So same thing I am going to get the output here. So this is the array of concept here. In the coming videos, we'll try to discuss some more concepts of strings and other things.